Hope all is well, Gemini Nation. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have prominent Gemini in your chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for Gemini. You might find some information in this reading that may resonate with you. Let's dive right into this. Let me backtrack a second. Let me give you a trigger warning. Let me let you know that there might be some sensitive subjects that are guaranteed to be discussed in this reading. If you feel that you are not in the headspace to maybe hear about sensitive subject matter, here's your opportunity to click off the video. Those of you who are ready to roll with me, let's dive right into this for the Gemini Nation. Alright, let's see what's going on with the air signs. Alright, I think this is a week where you might be feeling a bit irritated. I don't know if this is you isolating yourself. You might be isolating yourself from someone in particular. I think you might be irritated because of some car problems. Are you traveling somewhere? Because that's kind of the sense that I get. What is going on, Holy Spirit, for Gemini? I'm going to say something that sounds so random. I just feel like you're not traveling on this earth necessarily. You could be, but I feel like you're doing some type of dimension traveling. That's just kind of like what I sense for you, Gemini. I feel like for you, the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is thin. Wow, you gotta be dealing with an Aquarius. You gotta be. The reason I say that is because you got this card talking about be careful who you trust at this time. This isn't the same exact card that Aquarius got, but it was the same exact message about be careful about who you trust, who's in your surroundings. We're going to see why. Well, I already see, a glimpse of that. We got the Seven of Swords flipped right over with no effort, really. I picked up the deck, the card flipped over. So that's definitely something that's going on in your situation. I think that you have somebody that has impulse control. They have no self-control. I hope that this is not somebody that you're in a relationship with, but it wouldn't surprise me based on, I didn't do a reading for you last week. I've been busy with personals. That's where I've been, if you've been wondering. So my bad for not getting to you last week, Gemini. Let's get into this. Let's see what's going on for you. Gemini Nation, you definitely have some childhood wounds that are going to be opened up. And it's like unavoidable. Wow, Seven of Swords again. Definitely have somebody giving you some advice this week. Feels like this could be an elder. You could be seeking advice. This could definitely might be unsolicited. Now, if you are in a relationship, a marriage with someone, it doesn't have to be like you're literally married on paper, but this could be like a long-term relationship. Feels like there is some type of confusion. Maybe you guys are still in the midst of an argument that hasn't been resolved. Things are tense between the two of you. And it definitely feels like you're dealing with somebody that might have a bit of a drinking problem. Yep. Wow. You gotta be dealing with an Aquarius, or you have Aquarius in your chart. This was the exact first card out. The messages are already linear. They're already parallel in your reading. Yeah, some of you, you're in a codependent relationship. Some of you are in a relationship with somebody, but you're lonely. This is supposed to be your best friend, but I just don't think that you guys see eye to eye right now. You're irritated with this person, and I'm trying to figure out why you're irritated with them. Yep, your dedication to this relationship, if not yours, then theirs, is definitely being put to the test this week. And there's a lot of changes getting ready to come in, whether this change is related to work or it's related to a relationship. I think that you might have a feeling that you can't shake about something. And I feel like you're really in your head about something, to the point that I feel like you're distracted. You're like in your own world. I don't think you're getting out. I think that there's something, getting out of your house or getting out of your regular routine. It feels like there's something that has you planted at home or indoors. Now, if you don't realize how talented and amazing that you are at something, I think that you're about to realize it. But I think first you might need to get grounded. Oh, I think you're upset with someone. You're irritated with them because somebody, you're frustrated. The reason for the frustration is somebody does not want to take accountability. They don't want to take accountability for what happened. Wow. Maybe you are gravitating to junk food. I don't know. Maybe sugar is just your thing right now. But bear with me. I'm trying to see what's going on exactly. Picture. You're in separation from someone due to some type of betrayal. You feel stabbed in the back. You feel hurt. And it feels like this is all you can think about. This was all that's on your mind lately. I also feel like you might be having some neck pain, some back pain, muscle aches, maybe even some depression. Maybe even some headaches having to do with this situation. You got a Virgo, so some of you, this has something to do with a Virgo. You could definitely be spending some time alone. Okay, that's the betrayal. This feels like this is physical cheating. If this is you in a love relationship, I think this is something, there's this repetitive pattern. For some of you, this has something to do with your dating history. You might feel like you meet somebody that you really fall in love with and you make a very strong connection with, and you might get it in your mind that this is your forever person. Yet you guys end up going your separate ways because you keep getting cheated on. You might feel this way, that you give your trust to people too easily. So if this is you, Gemini Nation, singles, and you're getting into another relationship, this isn't saying take it to the extreme, right? It is saying beware of who you trust. The way that your guides are putting this is they're saying use discernment when getting into a relationship or allowing people to get close to you. Because it looks like I said, either this is the cycle, you end up getting frustrated after getting close to people, after really putting your heart and soul into a relationship, because it feels like, whether it's romantic or platonic, because it really does feel like, Gemini, you are a nurturer. I think you provide a lot of love and a lot of support, a lot of encouragement to whomever. I don't even think it has to be a romantic partner. I think that this is just who you are at your core. I think that you're dealing with somebody that's giving you mixed signals. And chances are, this is definitely you. Like I said, if there are children involved in this situation, it feels like you feel the need to, telling you got to be dealing with an Aquarius. You might feel the need to protect your children. That's what you look like here. Being the protector. This could be you protecting your inner child from a lot of wounds, or from really going deep emotionally to examine your trauma. Because like I said, it feels like that's something that you cannot quite escape this week. Memory. Thank you, spirit guides. This is what I mean. Memories from your past, childhood memories. Memories of this person. And it feels like it's the bad memories that you're focused on. Whether you or this other person. Wow, you got a snake here. And yes, I'm well aware that a snake can have a positive connotation, but in this situation, I don't think so. Not with as many times as Seven of Swords comes up, and you've got oil of vitriol at the bottom. Vitriol means hate. Maybe you feel like you have a love-hate relationship with this person, or just right now at this moment, you don't even see where you guys can bridge the gap and be friends. Maybe there was some very hateful things that were said, and maybe an argument. And I definitely feel like you feel like somebody moves kind of covert. Or maybe somebody is selfish and all out for themselves. The void. Yep. That's exactly what I feel. There's some type of emotional void there having to do with some, especially with this being a codependent relationship. It feels like someone was trying to fill an emotional void with a relationship. So honestly, right now, Gemini Nation, it feels like your guides are trying to get you to a place where you are focused rather than on codependent, rocky relationships where you're struggling to get your point across. I think that they're trying to get you to focus on your healing. This is what they're trying to get you to see about something. I definitely feel like they want you to step into your power, because for some reason, Gemini Nation, the way that this comes up, the way that these cards are looking, it feels as though you might feel like you are powerless. And I think it has something to do with the thoughts that you're having, the thoughts that you're thinking. For some of you, they are disempowering you. They're depressing you. Holy Spirit, show me what's going on with Gemini. Right. Yep, cunning. You see what I mean? The snake. Like, they're very covert. And you're very caring, very loving. I think that there's somebody that's, yep, coming to take advantage of you. Secret. This is something that's going to be revealed this week. For some of you, the secret is that somebody might have a baby on the side with somebody, or somebody might be keeping you, a wife, a mother, a baby's mom, secret. A relationship secret. So definitely there's a breach of trust this week. I don't even think it just started this week. Like I said, there is some type of a pattern. I don't see where this goes yet. I don't see what happens after this, so bear with me. I feel like you might be working out. But I'm seeing some type of injury here. So I don't know if you have. It feels like this is a foot injury. Am I ready for Gemini? Gemini rules the hands. Hands, shoulders, elbows. I don't know. This could be your upper extremities, but for some reason I feel like it's the foot. You could be dealing with a Pisces. You got or a Leo or an Aqua. You definitely have some good news coming in. For some of you, this is baby news. There could be a birth of a child. That could be significant. You might be hearing about the birth of a child, even if it's not yours. You could be invited to a baby shower. Some of you are irritated at your kids. Maybe because they keep fighting. Maybe they're bickering and arguing. So this week, Gemini Nation, I think you might be trying to figure out where to go from here when it comes to a toxic relationship. Where you feel like that might be where the conflict is. Because it looks like there's a third person in this situation. This could definitely be a family member. And this person could be bashing you to even your own family members. It's definitely a confrontation this week. So, yeah. It's like every time they talk, there's air pollution about you coming out of their mouth. And I think that you might be dealing with somebody who insults you. Or this could definitely be the situation with children. Somebody feels irritated because their insults are breaking them down. So let's talk about it. Let's switch subjects. Well, let's switch gears here a little bit. We talked about a relationship, a romantic relationship. Now we're going to talk about relationship with children. We got the father here. So some of you Geminis, you have a father. You have daddy issues, or you're dating somebody that has daddy issues. And then this person could potentially be an Aries. Now this could definitely stem from, this might be where maybe some insecurities that pop up this week, because I did tell you that childhood issues may definitely be a relevant issue having to do with you or someone around you. And this might bring up this feeling like your partner is always going to leave you. You got some insecurity that might stem from your abandonment. And so I feel like you might be dealing with somebody that ends up hurting you before you hurt them. Some of you, did I mention children? Okay, there could definitely be a birth of a grandchild, or you might be finding out about a pregnancy. There could be a grandparent that is coming to visit a child. Whether these plans are in motion this week where this person, no, there's a delay here. Somebody may want to come and see you, but something delays it. Maybe a road trip or some type of travel. And it could be because somebody's overspending. It could be you, Gemini, that's overspending. But yeah, let's talk about this. With a relationship, children, parent to child. You got some issues related to the father. Maybe for some of you, there's like this unneeded attachment. Remember, I was talking to you before about the past. Bad memories. Somebody insulting you. Somebody being very defensive. Right? It feels like this is something that you're going to be releasing. Because on a subconscious level, Gemini, I don't think that you realize that your childhood issues are holding you back. And they're holding you hostage. The past is holding you hostage in the present day. Anyway, I think that you're releasing unneeded attachments. There could have been a parent that could have been very hard on you. And like I said, a parent that maybe didn't hear you out, didn't focus on your feelings. Or maybe somebody liked to shift the focus to them. And maybe you're looking back on the situation and you're realizing that your identity was actually formed from toxic people. So I think this week, like I talked to you before, that, you know, you have some... Your identity was formed, from codependent relationships, from what you saw your parents do. If it doesn't, for some of you, I don't know. It's like you're following in the footsteps of your parents. What you saw them do, you're now doing. That's it. I think you might be irritated with a parent. This is parent to child here, or vice versa. This could be a parent feeling like they're inadequate. They don't really have anything to bring to the table. There could be a child that feels incompetent, that definitely feels alienated. Feels lonely. This could have been you as a kid. Maybe you gravitated to a pet more. Maybe you feel like animals understood you better than most human beings. I think maybe you moved around a lot, or this is you and your kid. Maybe you guys are. Maybe you never got to be comfortable in just one place. And I definitely feel like, you did grow up in a household where there was a lot of tension, a lot of arguments. If it wasn't amongst your parents, you didn't witness this with your parents, and it happened someplace in your life, it feels like. I do feel like your mom and dad always fought. I do feel like it could have gotten intense. And I do feel like there's a lot of trauma that you dealt with. And I definitely feel like you're a survivor, Gemini Nation. I think that maybe you were silenced as a kid for speaking your truth. And like I said, I feel like all of this is going to be coming to the surface. But like I said, this is something that your child might be feeling. That you don't hear them out. That you don't take your time to consider their feelings. That maybe you're a bit defensive. There could also be a child that has a different perspective on this situation than the parent does. So there's a parent that might think that it's their job to be a heavy disciplinarian and that a child needs to be put in their place. But there's a child here that might be struggling to feel important or struggling to feel like a priority to a parent. So I think that there might be a child that might be shutting down and shutting everybody out right now. So Gemini Nation, it feels like the point of this, the takeaway from this, is that maybe there's somebody that would like, especially this week, for you to see the other person's point of view. You'll never hear the other person's point of view if you guys are not able to communicate. I don't know, it might be easier to maybe try to communicate with a child, because it looks like this adult that we're talking about, it could be both of you, headstrong, stuck in your ways, set in your ways. And there might be some people on the outside of this that are witnessing your relationship, and they're maybe very concerned for you. Whatever this trauma is, whatever it is that's blocking you. I mean, this card came out for your last reading. There's some things, Gemini Nation, that your guys want you to let go of. I think it has a lot to do with other people's opinions of you. That's strange, because when I think of Gemini, I don't think of, somebody that's a sign that feels, too worried about what other people think. Oh, and as soon as I say that, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do. Because for some of you, there might be a child or someone in this situation that might be hiding in the closet. It doesn't necessarily have to be that there could be a child that could be LGBTQ. Yes, that could be the case. But I also feel like there's a child here that's holding a lot of secrets. And they don't feel like they can come forward to say what's really on their mind. And I definitely feel like there's a child here that's depressed. Not just slightly depressed. There's a child here that might need some intervention for that depression. And there's definitely a child here that's developing a lot of trust issues. And maybe having some identity issues, feeling good enough to be themselves. I think that there's a kid that's really struggling with a lot of self-doubt. But might not really be letting you in on the situation. Could definitely be trying to disguise their pain. But I promise you, somebody is hurt. And they feel like they've been hurt and disappointed by people over and over again. Now, if this is you, I think moving forward, the lesson is to trust your intuition and your impulses. If somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. But definitely discernment. Follow your discernment about what you're feeling around someone. I definitely feel like there's a child. This could be an older child. I did mention Aries. That might want to be self-sufficient. It's like an adult child, a young adult. It doesn't even have to be a young adult, though. Let me stop with that. Yeah. I think that you're learning to maybe now give to others in moderation. I think you're also deciding to nurture yourself. I think that there's a child here that's really challenged to feel independent. But there's definitely value in communication if this has something to do with especially a child. There might be a child that might need to maybe share their thoughts. Might need someone to listen. This might stimulate some growth in this child or whomever this is. I definitely feel like, Gemini, I think you might be investigating new opportunities. Because I honestly feel like there could be something that might be shifting for you coming up pretty soon. Especially maybe in terms of your career. Maybe you feel like you don't have clarity. This doesn't even have to be on career. It feels like right now, this week, you are maybe lacking clarity, and maybe you are looking to maybe communicate or to reach out to somebody that you might feel understands you or can give you some type of direction about what to do next, because it feels like you have some final decisions to make here. You might be thinking about purchasing a car. You might be thinking about maybe you're moving. Yep, your guides are saying take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings into your life. I do feel, Gemini Nation, that on some level, Gemini or Crosswatcher, you have given away your power in some way. And I think that this is what's causing you to feel the way that you're feeling. And for some of you, there's something that you want to bring into your life. And maybe you're feeling frustrated and you're feeling like this is never going to... You are feeling frustrated, okay? Yeah. Feeling like this is never going to happen. Your guides are saying patience might be needed ahead, on the road ahead where you're traveling right now, on this road, right, that you're going towards. Patience might be needed. Maybe this has something to do with a dream that you have or something that you really want to do professionally. I think some of you could be thinking about yoga, meditation, and, you know, to get some stress in order. Your guys are definitely recommending that you get out of your head. I'm like, Gemini is an air sign. It's not impossible that you can't get out of your head, but that's like, I think that's the challenge for you, Gemini, being an air sign, is to, you know, get out of your head, because it looks like you're thinking about something in particular over and over again. But what you're thinking about is not helping you. Yeah, there's definitely somebody trying to disguise their depression. This could easily be you. There is some type of change that's really frustrating for you. Maybe for some of you it's a breakup. Or maybe a job is kind of ending. I don't know. Because it looks like there's something that is ending, and maybe you're kind of clinging on to that. Because maybe you kind of got used to the routine of things. And it feels like your confidence is kind of blown a little bit this week. But it feels like towards the end of the 7 days, or somewhere along the 7 days, it feels like your confidence, you're going to find a way to get your confidence back about something. It feels like your confidence is a bit thrown off. And I definitely feel like this is a time of self-love. This is a time of reflection. You might be reflecting back on old wounds we talked about, but I think you might be also reflecting back on relationships that you had with certain people. I think you might also be frustrated this week due to obstacles. You might feel like you're blocked by obstacles having to do with outside people. These could be people around you that feel threatened by you, and they might be trying to make life more difficult for you. My follow-up question is usually why? For what? I think it's because you're a leader. And for some of you, I think it might be because of a gift. It might be simply because you are talented and amazing at something. This week might have you feeling a bit moody. And why do I sense like maybe bipolar? Maybe you could be dealing with somebody who is bipolar. There could be somebody that might be asking you out. Maybe this could be like a social invitation. You could be maybe invited to a party, a gathering. And I definitely feel like some of you have psychic powers. And I think that those are about to be enhanced. And that's what I meant in the beginning when I was saying that you're on the earthly plane. You definitely exist here, and you're definitely aware that this is where you are. But again, I feel like you exist between dimensions. Yep, that's exactly what I feel. And this is why I feel like your guides are trying to get you to trust your intuition. I think because you do have some type of ability, or because you feel different, you feel alienated by people around you, because you are just so different. Feels like there is some jealousy around you. And that's the reason for the opposition. You got some brilliant ideas. And I think there's somebody trying to give you the evil eye. It feels like you are moving out. I did say that you could be moving out from a partner. You could be purchasing a home. Or this could definitely be you searching for a new place. This could be you maybe hiring a realtor. Unless maybe you are thinking about going into realty. Oh, who is this lady? We'll get into that in a minute. That's who's cunning. That's who's around you. Let's talk about it. Because it does feel like this week there is someone that's approaching you. And this person is kind of sketchy. This could be somebody doing readings on you. But this feels like this is someone that's coming to, what am I trying to say? Okay, let's see. Somebody is, goodness, if somebody does have bipolar, it feels like somebody might be going to do a manic episode. Who is this lady, spirit guys? Who is this woman? The sketchy person. Well, this is definitely an enemy of yours. Or for some of you, this is the other woman. Like the side chick. And for some of you, this isn't a side chick at all. This is somebody that is just jealous. This could even be you. Wow, for some of you, this could even be your sister. Or somebody that's like a sister to you. Definitely have some jealousy. Maybe this is you and your sister. I was saying that maybe you might be fighting like cats and dogs. This conflict. Maybe, maybe you guys are good one minute and the next minute you're not. You're fighting. And I think that this has a lot to do with trust issues. Or being played. I definitely feel like you're tired of being played, maybe in your friendships or your love relationships. And somebody that's inconsistent, they don't show up when they say that they will. And so this week, I think you might be thinking about counseling. Not just thinking about it, I think that you might actually be following through on it. Maybe even making that appointment. Because it looks like you've had somebody in your life that has made a lot of F-ups in their connection with you, but never come back to fix their F-ups. And they try to just come in and conveniently act like everything is okay. Maybe not even apologize. And this might be what's making you frustrated and irritated. And it might even be the fact that they've criticized you to other people. Talked about you like a dog. I don't know. Well, I do feel like there could be somebody in your situation that might be having issues with, I mentioned mental health, but I also want to say maybe diabetes. It looks like this is connected to vision. So I kind of want to say it could be a pancreas issue, diabetes. And that could be why I'm also picking up a heart connection. Definitely the father. That's what I mean. This is your baby's father. You are a father, or this is issues surrounding your father related to childhood. There's a lot of children in this reading. So this could definitely be a father that has children in multiple households. And this could be why a parent is inconsistent. Oh, there's some temptation here this week. And this is what I mean by some old issues that are going to be coming up. Some things might come up and create a lot of anger for you. But this is kind of like where you live mentally. Angry thoughts. I think this is you would like to communicate with someone, but you feel like they just react, they overreact, and they react in anger. So if this is you going on an outing with this person, that could definitely be where the conflict comes up. Because this could definitely be like a family gathering. This person might really irritate you, and you might feel like you're trapped and you can't leave. For some of you feel like you're trapped and you can't leave because you have a child. Be careful about overspending this week, Gemini Nation, because it looks like that could be something that could really be maybe slowing down your goals. Having some breathing issues, respiratory issues. maybe even some low energy and some foggy thinking. Feels like you are absolutely burnt out, and maybe you feel like you don't have the support that you need. I don't know if you're overworking because you're trying to fix a financial situation, or you have like some financial goals that you're trying to meet. And some of you are simply just burnt out from relationships. I think that this week, Gemini Nation, or coming up, there might be somebody that you have had conflict in the past with, and somebody might be trying to try to regain your trust again after this may have happened. And I think somebody is coming back. They're choosing the words they're trying to be very delicate with their words. They're trying to choose their words carefully. Or if this is you, and you find yourself in a frustrating situation with someone, it feels like the guides are trying to get someone to see things from the other person's perspective. And so it feels like maybe somebody might be trying to sway your perspective of them, where you're not looking at them as guilty until proven innocent. There's somebody that would like to be trusted, and this is somebody that is absent from your life, that is missing you, possibly thinking about you, wants to turn over a new page with you. For some of you, this offer has been delayed. This could, for some of you, a love offer. For others of you, this feels like this is a peace offering. But see, you got this card here talking about discernment, and you got another one here talking about trust your gut feeling. This could be a work offer even. Somebody is coming to you with not the best intentions. So I think that this is why your guys are saying trust your gut about this situation. And definitely this will be a situation here where you're evaluating your boundaries. Are they too loose of boundaries? This could be why you're feeling burnt out and drained, because your boundaries are too loose. But some of you, your boundaries are so rigid that you have built a fortress around yourself. And maybe you're creating a situation where, it's starting to feel lonely. So I think you're finding balance in that area of your life, especially this week. I do feel like you might need your personal space, since you are maybe feeling a bit moody. And I think there might be something that you've been trying to avoid. And this could be that somebody has been trying to avoid a conversation with you or whatever. This could also be why maybe there's been a lot of procrastination on your part, even still, Gemini. Maybe you feel like you do need a vacation. And maybe you feel like there's something else that you'd rather be spending your time on than what you're doing on a daily basis. Anyway, I feel like this week there could be somebody that's teasing you, throwing shade, or this could be done at a kid. And somebody could be tempting somebody else to engage in this negative behavior. Somebody because they might feel like it boosts their self-esteem. So in other words, somebody's throwing cheap shots at you this week. Or this could be you doing that. You might feel targeted. You might feel like the butt of their joke. Or vice versa. But that's what I mean here with this snake card. Do I see a court situation? I kind of feel like I might see that. Some of you, this is a divorce. There's something here that's kind of like threatening your money. Some of you might be in the military, or you have a military connection with someone. If it's not you, then it's maybe with somebody else that's around you. Maybe you're going to fill out some paperwork at the military. I don't know. I mentioned a personal injury, so maybe this is you maybe going to file. I don't know. This could be unemployment. Did you lose your job? Because it looks like you're struggling with money. And I'm trying to figure out why, Gemini. Maybe I'm putting too many details in here that don't need to be here. Okay, well, let's talk about that real quick. If it does happen to be that you have lost your job and this is why you're struggling financially, or your hours have been cut back, whatever, it feels like there could be some new opportunities that are coming in for you, or you could be flooded with a lot of new ideas. I think that there's an opportunity that's going to present itself for you to improve to boost your financial situation. This could be you maybe with this out of the box thinking. Maybe you might be thinking about adding like another stream of income, maybe some passive income to what it is that you do. Yes. Stepping into your power. I mentioned Aries multiple times. I think this is you. You've been giving your power away, says this other card. Now you're stepping into your power. I think this is what's been missing. And I think if you play your cards right this week, Gemini Nation, like I said before, it feels like your confidence is restored. And it feels like now you feel like you're better equipped to navigate a situation. Your confidence returns. Something has diminished your confidence in some type of way. There's a message here. If you are looking for a job, there's a text, maybe a call, an email. Feels like it arrives this week, especially if maybe you've been waiting for a package. It comes through. Or your money has been tied up, because this could definitely be a reason for your frustration. There might be delays with your money. You may feel like this is something that's been happening over and over. So then that's what's irritating you. You got some nosy people around you this week, Gemini. Playing games with you. There's definitely an unpredictable person that's around you. Anyway, you're getting the mental clarity that you need to be able to focus on maybe something that's been pending. You've been stalling on something. You've been procrastinating. Now it feels like this week you have the ability or the time to follow through on that, or the energy or the time to dedicate towards something. But I see that this is either you or somebody may need to get out of their pride. Especially if this is you and you might need help with something, Gemini. But you're not asking for that help. I don't know, like you might need to let that pride go so that you can move forward. All right, Holy Spirit, what is the advice that you have for the Gemini Nation this week? Gemini, what risk can I take today? Do not be mistaken. You will have to take bigger risks than you've ever thought possible on the path towards your dreams. You will have to take the big, scary leap. Do not fret because your soul has wings. Today's soul action. What risk can I take to move toward you? What risk can you take to move toward your dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more thinking, only doing. Be brave and courageous, and you will discover what you're really made of. This week, Gemini Nation, your guides are definitely, no doubt, encouraging you to take bigger risks. I think you've been playing it very safe. And I think that this has been blocking your blessings in a lot of different ways. So I think that your guides are trying to pour these blessings into your life. But I think that you have been blocking them on some level. And this might be what is frustrating you. As maybe you feel like the support that you're looking for in the form of your spiritual team, you may feel that they're letting you down, but they're saying it really has a lot to do with you and the power that you exert over the situation, or the energy that you put into making something happen that you're hoping to happen. Your guides are definitely encouraging you this week, Gemini Nation, to remain positive. We saw this card here talking about patience. So it feels like there's something that you're waiting for, but you're waiting for something to change. As long as you are doing your part and taking the risk that you might need to take with something here, it feels like the situation will improve. Especially if this has something to do with the health situation. And maybe you haven't been tending to it. Maybe you haven't been on top of a health situation. It feels like there's some type of solution that maybe you can find. I was saying you're a legal team. You might be, I didn't mention that fully, but I think you might be going to court about something. I think that your health could potentially improve, or your finances may potentially improve with you taking a risk or following through on something. When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting and your eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the littlest things. Note to self, laugh more often. Make somebody laugh today. Your guides are definitely calling you to pay more attention to the lighter side of life. Because it looks like you've been just so serious and so down. And allowing fear to be your guide rather than faith. Feels like there's some decisions this week that you might be reconsidering. Or there could definitely be someone that maybe is coming to you, hoping that you will reconsider. There's some people putting some stumbling blocks for some of you in your path to stop you and slow you down. Your guides are here to tell you, for some of you, don't stop. Someone is trying to stop your progress, and this feels like this is competition around you, or someone that has created this mental animosity, fake animosity that does not really exist in order to justify the mess that they're doing. Some of you, it feels like you haven't taken the leap because you feel that you're not ready. Your guide, you feel ill-equipped, you feel inadequate in some area of your life. Your guides are saying, no, absolutely not, Gemini. You're actually ready. And I definitely feel like your guides are trying to show you that they will be putting the right people, the right place at the right time. They're going to be divinely orchestrating this. And this is why they're encouraging you to be patient. Divine timing plays a huge factor into this situation. But lastly, while we're talking about self-care, you might have Cancer in your chart, or there could definitely be a Cancerian around you. You could definitely be on the Gemini-Cancer cusp. Forgiveness. Not necessarily saying that this lets the other person off the hook, right? Or that you let them back into your life to trample all over you. But it is telling you that it's necessary to find a way to let go of the hold that this situation has on you so that you are able to take back your power. Again, Gemini Nation, it feels like you're letting someone or multiple people live in your head rent-free. It's not adding any value to your life. And it might seem kind of harmless, but it feels like it's pulling you down in more ways than one. Alright, Gemini, well, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you found that it was helpful, Gemini Nation, thumbs up this video. Consider subbing to my channel if you have not already subbed to my channel. Make sure that you hit that post notification bell so that you do not miss an upload whenever I upload a video for you, your cross-watcher sign, or whenever I go live. Thank you once again, Gemini Nation, for tuning in. I will see y'all next week, Gemini. Peace out.